If you are the parent of a baby who is crying in your arms right now, and you are scared some small thing you keep doing is hurting their feelings without you knowing, I need you to listen to me. Your baby is on your shoulder, tears on their cheeks, and you have already checked the diaper, the bottle, the room temperature, and nothing is wrong. At Sakura House, I watched 10 small, everyday things quietly hurt babies' feelings over and over, and they all fit into 7 small rules I am going to give you now. I am Naomi. For 20 years, I ran a small Japanese daycare out of my own kitchen, and I watched these rules work on every kind of baby. I had 6 to 8 children at a time, a 2-year waiting list, and about 200 babies passed through my kitchen over those 20 years. So here is what I want to give you. 10 everyday things hurt babies' feelings the most, and every one of them is fixed by one of 7 small habits from the Sakura House wall. I am going to walk you through all 7. No roadmap, no philosophy, just the rules. The last rule is the one parents write me back about most, so stay for it, because it is the one older relatives will tell you is spoiling your baby, and it is the opposite. The first rule you can start tonight. Rule 1, answer the cry, do not harden your heart. When your baby cries, you go to them. You do not wait it out, you do not count minutes, you do not test whether they will settle alone. You go to them immediately, every single time, without counting to 10 in the doorway. Your instinct, or the instinct someone taught you, is to wait a few minutes before responding, to not spoil them, to help them learn to soothe. We do almost the opposite. A cry, in the lineage I grew up in, is not a habit to train out. It is a message to answer, plain and simple. Here is what it looks like tonight. Your 6-week-old cries in the bassinet. You do not stand at the door counting to 10. You walk in, you scoop them up, you hold them against your chest with their ear over your heartbeat, and you sway. You do not need a plan for what to say. Your body is the plan. At Sakura House, I had a little boy, Kenta, who came to me at 4 months. His mother had been told to let him cry for 15 minutes at nap time. He had learned to stop crying quickly, but he had also learned to stare at the wall. On his first day with me, I picked him up at the first small sound. On the 3rd day, he cried harder, not less, because he had finally found someone who answered. By the 2nd week, he cried less than any other baby in the room because he knew the answer was always yes. Tonight, when your baby cries, be the answer that always comes. For a toddler, the rule is the same shape. Your 1-year-old cries at the diaper change. You do not sigh at them or say stop. You keep your voice low, you say, I know this is not your favorite, and you finish quickly. The cry is answered by your calm, not your speed. My mother answered every one of us, 5 children, in a much smaller house than yours. I answered both of mine. I answered about 200 babies at Sakura House. The same small habit every time. Take what works for your family and leave what does not. I am not saying your way is wrong. We just think about it differently. The next one is smaller than this one, and it is the one I watched hurt babies' feelings the most quietly at pickup time, 5 days a week for 20 years. It has nothing to do with what you say to your baby. Rule 2, soft face first, not the phone first. When your baby looks up at you, they see your face before they hear your words. If the first face they meet all day is the top of your head bent over a screen, that is the small, everyday thing that hurts them. The instinct is not laziness, it is exhaustion. The phone is where your work is, your friends are. Your reassurance is that you are still a person. I understand it. I have held May on my hip while checking the weather. But here is what the baby's face reads. For a young baby, your face is their whole world. When you feed a 2-month-old, put the phone face down on the couch, not face up. Face up, the screen still catches your eyes every time it lights. Face down, your eyes have nowhere to go but the baby. During that one bottle or that one nursing session, you do nothing else. You look at their face. You talk, even nonsense. You say, "You are drinking. You are working so hard." Their eyes lock onto yours. That is the whole meal. I had a mother at Sakura House, a good mother, who picked up her 6-month-old every day at 6:15. Every day for 2 months, she took the baby, said, "Hi, baby," and then answered a text. Her baby had learned to look at the ceiling instead of her face. One day I said to her gently, "Try putting the phone in the diaper bag before you open the door." She did. 3 days later, she cried in my kitchen because her baby had smiled up at her for the first time in weeks. Tonight, when you walk in the door to your baby, the phone goes in the bag first. For a toddler, the rule shifts. Your 1-year-old holds up a block and says, "Look." You turn your whole body to them, not just your eyes over the screen, your whole body. 2 seconds, then you can go back. My mother had no phone to fight with, but she had a stove, laundry, 5 children, and she still turned her face to me when I said her name. I watched 200 babies at Sakura House lose and find their parents' faces. Take what works for your family. Leave what does not. Your way is not wrong. We just notice it differently. The next one is the one American parents tell me they were told never to do. It is the opposite of "you are fine," and it is one of the fastest ways to stop a small hurt from becoming a bigger one. Rule 3, match their feeling, do not erase it. When your baby is scared or hurt or sad, your first job is not to fix it. Your first job is to say back to them what they are feeling so they know their feeling is real. The instinct is to reassure fast. You are okay. You are fine. It did not hurt. Kind words meant to help. But the baby learns something you did not mean to teach them, that what they are feeling is wrong or too much or invisible. We do almost the opposite. For a small baby, matching the feeling is done with your face and your voice. Your baby startles at a loud noise. Your first face is not a laugh. Your first face is soft concern, eyebrows up, mouth gentle. You say, "That was loud. That scared you." Then you hold them. Then you sway. You have named it. You have held it. You have not erased it. Only after they are calm does your face soften into a small smile. One of my Sakura House parents came back from the doctor upset because her baby had cried through a vaccine, and she had said, "You are fine, you are fine." She said the baby would not look at her the rest of the afternoon. The next visit, I told her to try, "That hurt, did it not? That really hurt." She said the baby cried harder for a minute, then curled into her chest and slept for 2 hours. Tonight, when your baby is hurt, do not skip past the hurt. Sit inside it with them for 1 sentence. For a toddler, matching sounds like this. She drops the rice ball. She cries. You do not say, "It is just rice." You say, "You worked hard on that. It fell." That is sad. Then you help her pick a new piece. The order matters. Feeling first, fix second. I remember my daughter Hannah at 3, terrified of fireworks. My mother sat with her and said, "They are so loud. It is okay to be scared, not do not be silly." Hannah calmed in 2 minutes. I watched this at Sakura House with every kind of fear. Take what works, leave what does not. We just think about feelings differently. The next one is the one parents feel guilty about the most, because it is the one you probably did this morning without knowing. It is about what you do when you walk out the door. Rule 4, never vanish, always say goodbye. When you leave the room or the house or the daycare, your baby deserves to know. Even if they cannot answer you yet, even if a goodbye makes them cry, you do not disappear. The instinct is kind. If you sneak out while they are playing, you skip the tears. Everyone told you it is easier, and it is for you in that moment. But your baby learns that people they love can vanish, and that steady presence they had a second ago is not steady at all. For an infant, saying goodbye looks small but matters. Before you leave the room to shower, you go to your baby, you touch the top of their head and you say, "Mama is going to shower. I will be right back." They do not understand the words yet. They understand the ritual. In our home, we say "Itekimasu" at the door. I am going and I will come back. The other person answers, "Iterashai," go and come back safely, even to a baby. At Sakura House, I had one mother who sneaked out every morning while her son was playing. He cried harder every day, not less. She said, "But he does not see me leave." I said, "That is why. He learned you might not be there when he turns around." We changed the routine. She knelt. She said, "Mama is going to work. Teacher is here. I come back at pickup." She hugged. She left. He cried for 2 days. On the 3rd day, he waved. When my own son Yuto was 2, I said "Itekimasu" every morning. He was the calmest child at drop-off in the neighborhood. Tonight, when you leave for anything, say goodbye first. For a toddler, add the return. Mama goes to work. Mama comes back after your nap. You give them the shape of the day. They cannot tell time, but they can hold a shape. My mother said the same phrase to me at the door for 18 years. I said it to both of mine. Every child at Sakura House got a real goodbye every morning for 20 years. The children who got the goodbye cried less over time, not more. Take what works, leave what does not. Your way is not wrong. The next one I did not have a name for until I ran a daycare and saw it happen in every American living room I visited. It is what happens when a baby's body says one thing and the room does not listen. Rule 5, let their body say, "I need a break." Your baby cannot say, "I am overstimulated." Their body says it. When you learn to read the body, you stop the small hurts before they build. The instinct is to keep the fun going. Grandma is here, the lights are on, the toys are out, everyone is cooing. Your baby stares. Their eyes go glassy, they hiccup, they arch back. And the room keeps going because a happy visit is what we all wanted. We do almost the opposite. The signs are small and specific. Your young baby looks away from a face they were locked onto. They yawn twice in a minute. They hiccup for no reason. Their arms and legs go rigid, or their whole body goes soft and floppy. Their gaze goes past you at a blank wall. Every one of those is a sentence. The sentence is, "I need less." When you see it, you stop. You do not need to leave the party. You take the baby into a quieter room. You lower the lights. You hold them against your chest with their ear on your heartbeat, and you say nothing. Silence is the medicine. I remember a visit at Sakura House when 4 grandmothers came at once for a birthday. The baby of honor was 4 months old. Everyone leaned in. Everyone cooed. The baby stared past all of them. I quietly took her into the tatami room, closed the door halfway, sat on the floor, and held her. She was asleep in 90 seconds. The grandmothers were disappointed. The baby was not hurt. Tonight, when your baby's gaze slides sideways, do not try to catch it back. Take them out. For a toddler, the signs shift. Whining without cause, clinging, sudden no to everything. The mall, the party, the long dinner. You pick them up, you leave the room, you go somewhere quiet for 5 minutes. My mother could read a baby's body from across a room. I learned from her. I watched 200 babies show me the signs at Sakura House, and the ones whose parents learned to read the body became easier children by age 2. Take what works, leave what does not. Your way is not wrong. The next one might be the hardest for polite families because it means telling someone you love that they cannot hold your baby right now. It is one of the kindest things you can do for your child. Rule 6, do not force strangers on them. When your baby stiffens, turns away, or hides their face, they are telling you they are not ready. You do not push them into the arms that want them. You wait. The instinct is politeness. Grandma flew across the country. Uncle has not seen the baby in 6 months. You feel the room want the baby to reach out and coo, and your baby buries their face in your shoulder. You feel the pressure to make it work. We do almost the opposite. Here is the practice. When someone reaches for your baby and your baby leans away, you keep the baby. You do not apologize with your body. You say, kindly, "He is a little shy today. Let us give him a minute to watch you first." You sit down next to the person. You let the baby look. Some babies warm up in 3 minutes, some in 30. Both are fine. When the baby leans forward, reaches out, or smiles, then the person can hold them, not before. I had a father at Sakura House whose brother came to pick up the baby one afternoon. The baby had met him twice. The uncle held out his arms and the baby froze. The father said, "Come on, do not be like that," and handed the baby over. The baby screamed for 20 minutes. The next week I taught them the sit and wait. The uncle sat on the floor. The baby watched him for 10 minutes, then crawled over, held up her arms. That is what a warmed-up baby looks like. Tonight, when someone reaches for your baby and your baby leans away, keep them. For a toddler, the same rule takes words. She is warming up. Let her watch first. Then you sit near, you let the toddler come or not come. Their choice is real. My mother made every relative wait for me to reach for them, and I have never forgotten how safe her hip felt. I did it with both of mine. I watched it work with about 200 babies. Take what works, leave what does not. Your way is not wrong. Now we are at the last one. This is the one I told you about at the start. The one older relatives will tell you is spoiling your baby, and it is the opposite of spoiling. It is the whole foundation. This is the one I promised you, the one parents write me about most, the one every grandmother in the neighborhood will tell you is wrong, and it is the whole floor everything else stands on. Rule 7, let them lean. When your baby wants to be held, you hold them. When they want to bury their face in your shoulder, you let them. When they cling, you accept it. Leaning is not spoiling. Leaning is how a baby learns the world is safe. The instinct, the one people press onto you at every family dinner, is that if you hold them too much, they will never let go. That closeness now creates weakness later. In the lineage I come from, we believe the opposite is true. A baby who is allowed to lean fully becomes the child who lets go easily. For a newborn, leaning is almost the whole day. You carry them, you wear them, you let them nap on your chest. You do not put them down because a book told you to. If your arms want to hold them and their body wants to be held, you hold them. Nothing else is happening. Nothing is being damaged. A baby cannot be spoiled by having their most basic want met. Right now, my granddaughter May is almost 2, and she is a leaner. When a new person walks into the room, she buries her whole face in my daughter-in-law's shoulder. She stays there. Nobody in our house pulls her off. Nobody says, "Do not be shy." My daughter-in-law rests her hand on May's back and keeps talking to the visitor. May watches from inside the shoulder. 10 minutes later, she is on the floor with the new person, showing them a toy. My own mother held all 5 of us like that. She said a baby who leans fully learns the shape of trust, and that shape is what they carry into every room for the rest of their life. At Sakura House, I watched about 200 babies lean and let go every day for 20 years. The leaners became the independent ones every time. Tonight, when your baby reaches for you, do not measure whether you should, just hold them. For a toddler, leaning grows into cling. You accept it. You carry them on the hip while you cook. You let them come sit on your lap in the middle of play. They will get down. They always get down. My mother's 5 children, my own 2. May, about 200 babies. Same habit, same result every time. The leaners walked out of my daycare more independent, not less. Take what works, leave what does not. Your way is not wrong. We just trust closeness more. And that is the thing all 7 of these rules were quietly saying to your baby the whole time. Not one big fix, 7 small habits. Together they say something very simple, and it is what your baby needed to hear from you today. You do not need a program. You do not need a course. You do not need to feel guilty about the mornings you already had. Your baby is more forgiving than any book has ever told you. What they need is a small habit, done calmly most days. Answer the cry. Show the face. Match the feeling. Say the goodbye. Read the body. Let the strangers wait. Let them lean. 7 small things, done imperfectly most of the time. That is the whole secret. 200 babies taught me the same thing. Yours can have it too. One thing I have watched American parents do beautifully, better than we do at home. You tell your babies you love them out loud, every single day, dozens of times. My mother's generation did not say it. Yours does. Keep doing that. I am not a doctor. I just spent 20 years with other people's babies in my kitchen. Anything that truly worries you about your baby is a question for your pediatrician. Tell me in the comments, which one of these 7 did you already know in your bones, and which one landed hardest today? I read every one. If any of this felt like the way you already wanted to parent, subscribe. Every week I share one more of the small rules from the Sakura House wall in plain English for parents who are tired of feeling like they are doing everything wrong. For 20 years I had a waiting list of families I could never take. This channel is for them. Next week, the one thing I watched every daycare parent do at bedtime that quietly wore their baby down, and the 2-minute Japanese habit that fixes it. Small habits, calm children. See you next